Are teachers really needed in order for us to learn? This myth is a pretty big deal. My name is Dr. Fred Ray Lybrand, and I'm the happy dad of five college grads, basically, who are homeschooled from birth until college. And we run a site called independenthomeschool.com where we mentor parents in how to raise independent thinkers. Well, this issue in particular is special to me because the whole point, I think, of education is to teach people to learn how to learn, to teach themselves. But we have in our mind that we need teachers. And in all honesty, teachers are very valuable, but not as many as you might think. There's a verse in the book of James in the New Testament, and it says specifically, let not many become teachers. Now that's dealing with the church and doctrine or whatever. But it's because they recognize the incredible influence teachers have. So one of the challenges I think we have in mass education is we're looking for really awesome teachers, and we are, but we can't find that many because there's just not that many. And we throw all these people in there to operate, and in operating and teaching, what begins to happen is that these teachers are doing an okay or weak job. And so the kids aren't really learning. And then they lose their confidence or they lose their interest in education. It's not fun, it doesn't seem relevant. And as a result, they never discover how to begin teaching themselves anything. And once you learn to learn, once you learn that you can be the teacher, magic happens. And so what happens is teachers and classes and other opportunities are used by you as means of instruction, just like a good book or a good audio tape or something like that. I remember when this happened for me. I grew up in an environment that tried to encourage this. You know, mom and dad would have us look up words for ourselves or figure things out for ourselves. So the whole environment was going in that way. But I came to a place in my life where I was absolutely exhausted with reading stuff I didn't want to. We had books to read in the summer from the school I went to. And in that context, I just got to a place of not liking to read. And in that crisis, it was like 11th grade in high school. And I came to this crisis and I made this decision. I said, I'm going to see if I can find something I want to read. And so I went, and I like to tell this story, went to the library. I didn't know how to use it even. I was embarrassed to admit it, the public library in my town. And I went into the children's section, which I understood completely. I mean, enough from growing up, but I could wander through those little stacks. I didn't know how that giant library worked. And as I wandered through, I picked up a couple of three books. One was on the life of a cell, I remember. One was a fiction book. And they just looked interesting to me, and I took them home. And lo and behold, I read them and enjoyed them. And then from there, I started to find other books. And then from there, I started purchasing books that I wanted to read and reread. And so as a result, I began to fall back in love with teaching myself things because I finally was back in kind of control. Now, I learned through education, higher education, having gone through it, that you have to learn to tolerate what they have to teach you because they have stuff they want to teach you. But when it gets down to it, you're trying to raise a child to become his or her own teacher. And when it comes down to it, you can wake up and start educating yourself. You can read, you can listen to audio, you can have conversations with people who know what they're talking about. You can Google, you can research. You could sit with a blank sheet of paper and probably think about something and actually have some aha experiences. This is what we've got to have in this world. We need people who can think independently and teach themselves. That is not dependent on having a good teacher. You can be that teacher. However, if you're blessed with a teacher that blossoms that in you, all the better. May their tribe increase.